your table that you've got a sign-up sheet. Would you each grab one, and as I speak briefly about each committee, check the box towards next to the committee that sounds to you like something that you'd enjoy volunteering for, and then put your name at the bottom and the contact information and leave it on the table. We'll get that to the proper committee chairs who will contact you about how you can help with that committee. Let me start out by describing each committee and how they're set up and what the responsibilities are. First of all, Community Service Director. That's headed this year by Scott McClellan. Scott's in charge of all community service activities, which include RILA, and of course the biggest event under community service is our annual Governor's Ball, which Paul Lair is graciously taken on as chairman. Interact and all the community service projects that we do, the hands-on projects at different places. We've done traditionally a lot of those throughout the community. Scott's working through a couple of ideas for us this year. And so if you'd like to help him with any of these things, let him know. Julie Frendel is Club Service Director. That includes the newsletter and the directory in our website, Club Fellowship, and our freeloaders dinners are a big part of that. Most traditionally, we've gone to Isotopes games sometime during the summer. And our orchestra is technically part of Club Service also. Scott Lardner is our International Service Director, International Projects, International Rotary Foundation issues, GSE, and our sister club relationships throughout the world. Bert Dales is our Vocation Service Director. He is in charge of Rotary Vocational Awards, a business fair, if we have one this year, and retro meetings. And then there's Membership Committee. That really needs no explanation. Bruce Bordner continues to be our Membership Director, and while everybody seems to know what that entails, he still needs some help with implementing some of the goals that he has this year, so he would appreciate a helping hand with that. And then Will Reichert is our Public Relations Director. That, again, is self-explanatory, but Will is doing an outstanding job already, as you saw last week with our club blog and other things that Will is implementing. And I've asked our President-elect, Bill Stewart, this year to spend some time refocusing on the Mary Martin Fellow Program. And you'll hear more from Bill throughout the upcoming months, but that is not a one-person job either, so Bill would appreciate your help with that. To further explain what these committees are charged with, each incoming president, as I did, sets forth goals for each committee, and I want to briefly go over a couple of the goals for each of the committees so that you can get an idea, if you're going to volunteer, what are some of the tasks that we are looking forward to complete. First of all, we'll start with Bruce Bordner and membership. He spoke to you recently about a mentorship program. I've asked Bill to implement a mentorship program, to have a senior member stand with a newer member and help them along the way in becoming more and more experienced in our club and with Rotary, so they can get involved and have somebody that can motivate them and explain things, the way things happen in our club and things about Rotary. And I think that will go a long way towards getting our new members involved quickly and in dealing with our retention for our club membership. Mary Martin Fellowship that Bill Stewart is going to tackle is something that we need to restore an active participation in. Bill will explain what that's all about at some other time, but in promoting that, he'll need some help with a program to breathe some life into that program and get some more activity, more participation in Mary Martin. So contact Bill if you'd like to help with that. Club service, Julie, she's been asked to have at least 5 fellowship opportunities this year to include spouses and families. So that's a daunting task to organize. So please see Julie if you'd like to help her organize those fellowship opportunities. Vocational service, Bert Dale's director. I've asked Bert to inaugurate what I call a vocational day in conjunction with a local school or other organization to bring young people into the place of employment of our club members. Kind of a student participation to educate them about the careers that we have. So I envision having the students from local schools, one school, join select members of our club for a day at their job to learn about employment in the real world and learn a little bit about the different businesses that we're in. That organization will take some support, so if you would like to get involved in doing that, please see Bert as well. Community service, I mentioned that we're going to do a community needs assessment and come up with a couple of projects to do, hands-on projects this year. So Scott will need some help organizing those and identifying those projects. Public relations, Will is, while you think it's just his committee and he does it all by himself, there's a great deal of help he could benefit from. And if you're interested in PR and media, talk to Will, and I'm sure he could find something that you could do to help him in his objectives. And finally, international service, Scott Lardner. One of the objectives is to initiate this year an international matching grant. We're going to figure out exactly what that is. We're working on some things in the background. They really haven't gotten to the point where we're able to announce them yet, but soon in the next month or two, I hope we'll be able to announce to the club a very interesting matching grant. And at that point, we're going to need to form a subcommittee to help implement that grant. So very quickly, that's an overview of some of the committees, committee chairs and their obligations. And we would really like the membership at large to get behind these committee chairs and support them and the objectives that they have, and get involved. It's always fun. If it's not fun, we're going to make it fun. So with that checklist that you have in front of you, check off the box for the committee that you'd like to volunteer for, one or more. Put your contact information down, and we'll be in touch with you and have you start off helping us. Thank you very much. Any questions? Okay.